I broke out, we say.
This song is also on the album. I said, oh, River, August 31st. Well, you right now, they're trying to be in London. They want to tell them. I said, we're winning right now, you win. Oh, yes, we're winning right now. We forget that church into what we're living right now. Oh, London, I see yes, we're winning right now.
So it's another one of those special link-ups. And it's fresh off Carnival 2018. And I have to say, I've had some magical moments in dancehall, but Carnival, Monday, Saxon stage with Agent Sasco, my flipping word.
Man, awesome. No, but the most important part for me, like my brethren, I'm like Red Square post a video when him caption the look on Sasco face when him see Spragga, cause like it's like somebody tapping on my shoulder, I turn around and like them I say, yo. And then there's Spragga right there, just like, what? Yeah, man. And then, you know, everything turn up another 10 notch again. That's a mad thing.
I actually didn't want to talk about the Spragga part just as yet. I just wanted to speak about your performance first of all.
Yeah, man.
Because you arrived at the stage and I was like, you want me to select the song then for your Sasco?
Yeah, man.
And it's like you felt comfortable to see me there as well.
Of course, yeah. Once you see a familiar face in that kind of setting, and you know Sean to be that man. Of course,
Right.
Sean, yeah. You know, it was a no-brainer, but you know what I mean. And then, you know, like you said, the vibe was just magical. So
Now, what you didn't know, I had messaged Spragga to say, come and meet me round by Saxon. I'd forgotten that you was meant to come.
See there.
So when Spragga, I turned around, I saw Spragga sitting there. Spragga gave me his key with his rhythms. Yeah. When you turned to me and you said, unfinished business, I said, perfect, because this is showtime. So boom.
So showtime.
I said, Spragga, you probably didn't even realize. I said, Spragga, run out now.
Yeah.
And when Spragga run out.
No, I remember saying, no, so the thing is, so I'm on the stage and unfinished business, come on. So instead of running out, like he was, in the wings.
Yeah,
waiting for
right.
But when I saw him now, then we're able to set it up real nice, and it was, just a special moment.
Everybody who knows the journey of Assassin will know so early in my career, I'm mentioned by the name of Carton Grant, Spragga the Benz!
Yeah, alright. I tell you we don't like us. Hypocrite and parasite and we don't like us. Funny one of them best life and we don't like us. Because they don't over. Give me a fight. Yeah, play it again, one more time. Play it again, one more time. Hey, 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 hey. Come on, gala, come on. I put my question already. Tell a gala how far you the delicate. Hey, 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 come on, man. Hey, 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 hey. Gala, I'm tell them, say, I'm around the world, I'm tell them, I'm around the world, I'm around the world, I'm tell them, I'm around the world, but I'm not to get some boy, I'm have to get some girl, let's tell them, no.
Well, I know we make you can't take us straight. Now we make you my wife with no man, she's a beat away. I know we make you, we time to get some other day. I don't know the personal, well, and dance anywhere we go. We say, hey, somebody not know like that, how hard to go, we know.
Yo, we don't care for them and girls. Take this. A boy try to play down the house and we can't never step in and we don't care if a sergeant general we step in. Boy try this so we play this in and step in and face. But all that don't talk to the federal step in.
What's that? I could have wanted them guy there. All them man is so
That's legendary for so many different reasons.
Yeah.
And it was only for a phone call that I had today that somebody said, you know what, Shawnee, I've been with Sasco over the last couple of days. It was a young lady by the name of Sarah that's no members of your team.
Yeah.
And she's like, he's a really nice guy. I goes, you know what, I'm going to keep it real with you now. This has been Sasco, the journey of Sasco over the years, because Sasco, when he was younger, was not a person that spoke to people just like that. And then it reminded me, my God, hang on, Teddy, Spragga. I remember I used to tell Mr. Red Square them and say, yo, you got to speak to Sasco, you know, to be a little bit more media friendly, you know what I'm saying? And that's when the penny dropped. You are Spragga Benz protege, and that's when the penny dropped, just at that moment. I ain't gonna tell no lie. So it must have been nuts for you. Look, the man's laughing because he knows the truth that I'm talking. I like me, I tell Sasco. Is that live telling?
Absolutely true, man. Let me tell you, one of the most incredible things I've had to experience with this journey. So first of all, this is a dream come true for me. I dreamt about performing and and doing music as just a dream, like not even a dream to pursue, but just a dream where you dream about and just know say it's just a dream and you must leave it alone. See? And so, being able for be doing music now for almost 20 years and, pay your bills by doing it and, just enjoy yourself and immerse yourself in it and whatever, that's incredible. But within that, there are certain different challenges. And one of the things that I've, especially early on, did have to try to figure out and navigate was how to deal with now the fact that there's Jeffrey and then there's Assassin, and then, how to make the distinctions between them and how to deal with how people deal with you. And a big part of that became me just kind of like try neutralize and try observe rather than to initiate certain whatever. So and then I would hear things back about myself and be like, but I don't need that. So like people would say, boy, the man, your name unapproachable.
Yo, bro.
Listen, if you ask anybody who got camper down, in my time, I was the virgin where every lunchtime I used to have this big sermon under a tree.
Seriously?
Like people would have come for just hear me talk rubbish and laugh and all a vibe. Like I was that fun and everybody want to be around me. So when I'm gonna tell me say, boy, the man, they standoffish and whatever, it was hard to reconcile that.
Do you know what sound man, media personality right now saying that true Shana you're talking?
Yeah. It's
true Shana talking. It's stand off. So I have to big up Spragga and I not Teddy Tubby Reds. I have to big up Tubby Reds. You know what I'm saying? Because those are the mans that I used to speak to be like, get me an interview with Sasco, please. I beg you, please.
Yeah, but like I said, a lot of that was what I call it. I would chart that up as a misconception.
Okay.
Based on and now I understand that because until you go through having a conversation with somebody and know what them about. When I'm a teacher in my high school, so one of the most powerful things that you will ever contemplate in life is the argument that says to understand is to forgive. And so, it's easy to assume by looking, say, boy, I'm not talking to nobody and not even understanding, say, no, man, if you go up to him and then whatever. Because like I say, the people who know me and things would know that, I love the joke and them thing, but maybe you wouldn't get that looking at me. And then, when I say my father, I know my father demeanor is, I realize that some of it is not my fault, if you want to call it that.
DNA is a powerful
genetics,
thing.
man. My father, ex-military, growing up to me and to the other kids, them about the place, him did look like maybe 10 foot tall, is that kind of, and he was 6'2". I am 6'2". Right. You know what I mean? And so I realized that maybe some of the, that's very stern demeanor. And, oh, by the way, the album cover, if you look on this album cover, my 10-year-old self, there's no way a 10-year-old should be able to have that expression. Look on the album cover.
Firm.
You realize that, you know what I mean? So I realize that there is, a lot of that going on, and then people now, they look at you and then, they get that demeanor, and it's just like, them don't know what's going on inside their head. But no, man, we're cool and thing, and we're serious and we're serious and thing.
That's a typical Jamaican for me. Yeah. Very serious at times, and you just don't know how
what's
to work them out.
You
don't know how to work them out.
Yeah.
Now, you talked about the album Banks of Hope.
Yeah.
And I have to say,
so it's Hope River. Banks of the Hope is
a single.
Is a single, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hope River is the album. Now, it's eagerly anticipated.
Yeah, give thanks for that.
I think that's part of your growth, that you've become that artist. And I think what we were just talking about actually worked in your favor. That kind of standoffish kind of thing where you took a step back and you wasn't part of the whole passa, the whole melees, that guan in a dance.
Personally, it's not what I'm about. Yeah.
And I think it's enabled you to grow as an artist.
Of course, absolutely.
And we've spoken about that transition where people will kind of equate and put you in parallel with Buju, going from that dancehall artist to that more socially like aware kind of artist, but more depth in your music. And here we are in 2018 with this album after Theory of Reggaetivity. That for me was like the beginning of that journey.
Absolutely. Well, so you're 100% on point. To me, Theory of Reggaetivity represented my first album. and you know, that is no slight to the work I've done before. You know, I have 2 albums that came out before that, Infiltration and Go Listen. But a lot of that to me represents, you know, the learning process. So it's like I was talking to Donovan Jermaine from Penthouse, who was my manager for like the first 6-7 years of my career, and he came by the house to, you know, and we listened to the album together and thing, and you know, one of the things I was saying to him was how when I used to be at Penthouse and I would record songs on these rhythms that you know were going to be released, and then my song would come out. And you don't know what kind of broke vibes thing this. I mean, you're sure say you're going to make the juggling and thing. But it's when me listen to them now, I realize that Jermaine, thank you. They're never ready for the road, my brethren. Seeing, so I feel like, you know, now when I listen to a lot of the work that I've done over the years, I realize that it's very much the kind of work that I needed to do in order to get to where I am now, and also to learn the skill sets that I need to learn in order to do the work that I am to do. And I really feel like now is when I'm getting closer to my purpose musically, which I've struggled with that, you know, for quite a while too, where I want to do this kind of music, but you know, your name Assassin, and you know, you start off by doing this kind of thing, and people, you know, pretty much expecting a certain thing, and then you having your own kind of doubt and whatever and fear too in terms of how to approach it, and not knowing what you don't know. So you have this thing and you don't know how to get from point A to B, but you know what I mean, all of that, trying to figure that out, you know, all of that out, you know, was, you know, frustrating at some point and thing.
Was that you growing as a person as well, from a young man to a bigger man as well?
All of that involved. You know, my career started when I was a teenager, man, you know, 17, you know what I mean, by 19, you know, like couple number ones out and, you know, on the road doing the thing, and very much, you know, still growing up through all of that, you know what I mean? So I get to a point now where, like I say, you know, these 2 albums, you know, really represents the kind of body of work that I feel like is going to be my true contribution. And then having a studio now, which is the difference between this album versus the last one, where you're able, you know, you have studio, so you know what it is like when you're able to just immerse yourself.
It's a lot different when you're paying $20 an hour.
Yeah, no, well, I want to tell you,
$30 an hour for studio time, and engineers kicking back, relax and say, oh, you want it for sound? Okay, that's another $20.
Let me tell you something. Outside of the monetary part, because at the same time, having a studio, operating a studio yourself is also costing, right? But for me, it is just the convenience of doing what you want when you want.
When you want to do it.
So you can imagine, like, you have this, you have, I can't remember, you know, people, this thing, you deal with ebb and flow like everybody else. Sometimes you're in a good mood and sometimes you're not.
Some people don't realize this thing with music.
Yeah. So
we're in my studio, I'm sitting there for hours sometimes doing nothing.
Exactly, right?
Absolutely nothing, just doing nothing.
So when you don't have a space to just be, what you find is that you try to summon your creativity, to fit the studio time that you have booked.
Can't work.
And sometimes you can get over it, and sometimes you're just not able for, you know what I mean? So now when you work, when you're feeling the vibe to work, like all of that I feel is translated in the music and people can feel it, and therefore it's just more authentic, because you don't have to try to force yourself in a mood to get the work done. You're in the mood, so you know, all of that comes out on the record is the most incredible thing. So this album now, it just feels to me a lot more sincere than anything I've ever done.
So Hope River, if people don't know about Jamaica, and I don't pretend to know everything about Jamaica, you know what I'm saying? My mother never tell me everything, and granny never tell me everything.
Yeah.
Tell me, what is the significance of Hope River for the title? So
Hope River is the river that runs through the Hope Valley, in the place where I grew up, Kintyre, Papine, Tavan, Augustown, Gardentown, all of them places there. So and the thing about it is not like, I don't know what the relationship is with people in London and the Thames, if I saw it pronounced. The Thames, same thing. The Thames. Seeing? I don't know what the relationship is. In other words, is it just the body of water where you have to cross to a bridge for go across, or it's an integral part of your life? And for me, growing up in Kintyre, Hope River was very a very integral part, in terms of sometimes when there's no water, you have to go actually wash your clothes in the river. Sometimes you have to catch water in the river and boil it for drink. When the river come down, sometimes you can't go Papine because it overflow the bridge and you just marooned over there unless you got walk upon the swinging bridge and go across. It's also recreation because you're going in a river, go swim and catch fish and play sea lick and all these things. So it's it was a very integral part of
So
that
this river
experience.
is your life.
Yes, my brethren.
It's part of the community.
Yes, and then
The good and the bad of the community.
everything, and then you find say also it became for me. When I look back at everything, instead of being Hope River, for me, it represents a river of hope. And that's a lot of what this album is about. It's inspirational kind of vibes, it's things that, music that mean more than music. And I'm already getting that kind of feedback. So like for a song like Winning, where people tell me, say them literally like before them start them day, them kind of play, them play the song, forget them in the frame of mind for go take on the day. Because we all have to take on the days, you know what I mean? And so, and the thing is, that's where I get my fulfillment. Over the years, even while, the full assassin journey was on and, you're doing, frivolous material and things for the streets and what have you. If you notice, I've always tried to, maintain a certain level of substance within my work. Songs like Unto Mouth and Same Thing Again and Give Thanks and, even that thing that people don't recognize as much as, the rhythm hype and thing is social commentary, 100%. And so now, with this album, I decided to 100% focus on that vibe and let it be, that.
Well, like I was talking about this river, Hope River, the first track that you hear on the album is called Energy.
Energy River, yes. And this song is appropriately placed at the start of the album, not only because the name or the title rather, but the texture of it. So the backstory is I recorded this song maybe a year ago at G-Jam for Dizzle and Troy, for Diz Troy Records, on a reggae rhythm, like a full-on reggae rhythm. And then, like a year passed, I don't hear nothing about the song, as in I just went in, I built the song in the session, recorded it and left. So I not even remember how nothing in the song go. So when I called Dale, which is Dizzle, to, start figuring out the direction for this album, Hope River. So I knew, kind of what more, more wanted to represent, but I never fully certain yet, And him, we set up for a session in at the Diamond Studio. This is one of the first sessions we're going to have. And him said, oh, by the way, Energy River, tell me how you feel about this. And him played kind of like tentative, not knowing how I'm going to feel about it. Maybe going back to that standoffish, like how to deal with that brother, yeah. And when the man played the thing, I said, hold on there. See the album, in other words, the thing, it feels so fresh and new, but at the same time, it feels authentic. You feel the reggae vibe, but it feels, you know what I mean? So I realized that this is the kind of vibe, I wanted on the album where, we're staying true to the DNA and true to the root of, in terms of what we represent, which is reggae and dancehall music, but at the same time, not limiting myself by that and creating a new sound and some genre bending kind of vibes. So that's what this song represents. And then outside of that, Energy River, to me, it represents life. And if you listen to the song, you kind of see where I draw those parallels. So, and of course, it's Hope River, so the whole thing connect and yeah.
Let's play it right now. It's an album breakdown. Hope River is the album. Agent Sasco is the artist, and it's exclusive to your boy Shawnee B.
I broke out, we say.
So we just played Energy River, and it's the first track on the album, and the sound is different, I have to say as well.
Yeah.
Because you've gone from theory of reggaetivity to something that's a kind of much a hybrid of like reggae
textures.
with lyrical hip hop flavor in
all manner of textures, all kind of things. We have gospel, we have that Mama Prayed song. Outside of it being gospel content wise, but the feel of it is very, old school, authentic. And then you have a song like New Day, which is 100% undiluted reggae rhythm played by Raging Fire. And then you have a song like Legacy, which features Cardinal Official, and we can call it one day hip hop, pretty much. And then you have a song like They Will Rob You, which is, it features the John Holt original, fancy dress, but it's actually not a sample. Okay. John Holt actually sang this bit for Dale, like in a session that they had.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so it's not a sample of the record, which is just incredible.
Oh, damn!
And then
great.
You know what I mean? And then on a record like that, you have that texture on there, and then you have like it kind of a R&B funkish kind of thing about it, but then there's a reggae bass line at one at a time. Just, you know, we just really try to, you know, blend it up and keep it very interesting. So it's fresh. And a matter of fact, you know, when you really think about it, because I buy music. When albums come out, I buy them. Reggae album, you name it. Like, you know, once I think come out, you know,
What was the last album you bought?
Cardi B's album is Nicki Minaj album is the last album I bought. But
I have to ask this question.
But the last,
wait, I have to ask.
Hey, listen, I'm not a politician. I'm not gonna join the politics. Love me. But ask a question.
Nicki album or Cardi album, which is the best album out of the two?
So here's the truth of it. I got Cardi B's album like days before the Nicki Minaj one. It's like I was in Miami, and this song, I know you like it like that, was playing on the radio. And I said, you know what? And of course, you know the tune everybody know, the Red Bottoms, blah blah blah. And so I was listening to the Like It Like That, and I said, you know, me like that tune, yeah? And you know what? I should have a big tune come out, and you know there is this buzz going on. I go buy the album. Because I have Apple Music where I could have listened. No, I go up on the
I was just about to say,
store.
do you buy it or do you stream?
Man, I go up on the store and I buy it.
You buy the album?
Yeah, so after I buy a Cardi album now, I drive in Miami for a few days and I listen to that. The Nicki album release and I said, you know, the whole internet start talk this and talk that. So I buy a Nicki album, I listen like 2 songs and then got back to listening to Cardi's. Not because, you know, I never like what I hear, it's just that I never finished digest Cardi B album.
Okay.
So up to now, I still not reached the Nicki album.
Reached that.
So I buy it, but
that was a political answer if I've ever heard one.
No, but
now he don't
the
answer
truth.
the question.
No, but the truth. No, in other words, I can't answer because I haven't delved into it.
Political answer.
But to answer the part that I can, I've definitely enjoyed Cardi B's album. I'm pleasantly surprised because I figure it is one of them kind of like, you know, she have a vibe and, you know, them kind of thing and people just working with that. I am very much about content and I was very impressed with the content. Like she said one at the time, the only time I'm a ladies and a ladies host to rest. Man. when she said that line there, money's worth. Like that word, money's worth. Like even if that alone did up on the album, that money well spent.
I don't want to digress from your album, but did I see something the other day go up with your name alongside a whole host of rappers as
Rise
well?
the 5'9", Summer Unlock alongside Jada Kiss and Fabulous and
some of my favorite rappers.
And I'm calling
Fabulous, Jada.
And come on, where's Pusha T on the chorus? Yeah, so it's actually Rice's song, and you know, once again, is another opportunity to represent the music and thing. So yeah, good vibes. And the name of the album is Book Ryan, which I also enjoy. So yeah, Cardi B album, like I said, I'm pleasantly surprised with some of the content. Like, you know, she have a couple songs that I really like, and you know, just so the composition is done. I appreciate that. But Nicki Minaj is Nicki Minaj. I mean, come on, I'll get to it, but I'm sure that I won't be disappointed.
I hear that. Now, what I like is the fact that you can reach outside of the genre, but still represent the genre so well. And that's what you've done.
I have to talk about the last reggae album I buy too, Popcorn album. And before that I buy Protege album, and before that I buy Romian album, and before that I buy Tifa album as well.
You see the politics here?
I know politics there. Oh, hold on. Cause we can't bring
I get the beating on
we can't talk about album and talk about 2 hip-hop albums.
That's what I'm saying.
I want to you. I don't know politics, man. I keep it real. So see them there. So see them there for true.
Right,
see Popcorn there. See
Kabaka Pyramid. Did you get the Savannah track?
Then you're blind.
Sometime Love.
See it there?
Well, no, go back. Go back
there.
to Savannah. Sometime Love. Who produced that song there?
I don't know.
Me. That song was recorded in this studio right here.
It's an Indignation Collective.
Yeah, but produced by Shawnee B. Monster.
You see, I try to tell you people. You see it?
Savannah, he supported the thing.
You see, I try to tell you, all right.
She sat right here and voiced that song.
See it? Now, look at that. See it right there, so.
I love that.
So Popcorn album. I buy Drake album too. See Protege album there. Kabaka Pyramid. I buy Wayne Marshall song. Glory to God. Seeing so the Book of Ryan there and thing.
Support for support people.
Yeah.
So this coming Friday, all these people that you just called out the names of, yeah?
Best
go support his album, yeah?
You want people, here we go now. Here we go. In the true spirit of what giving is about. I'm going to talk about that earlier on. Where, remember going to Sunday school and the story about Cain and Abel and how when Cain used to make film sacrifice, or which one of them? I would kill who now? Cain kill Abel. So when Abel I make him sacrifice, him look for the biggest lamb and him sacrifice. Real the next man I look for the maga one where sick and I got dead. Anyway. And I remember in Sunday school what resonated for me was how giving is about, sacrifice and whatever. Me buying them album have absolutely nothing to do with make sure I say you buy back mine. That's up to you. But so me just know say me I do what me need to do in alignment with what my values are. And me know say me love music and thing, and if your album come out I'm thinking, you know what I mean? Then me I go get it. That being said though
But that being said, that you should say that, and you mentioned church.
Yeah.
I get a tone of like a gospel tone that kind of runs through this album.
Well, for a better term, I would go with it's certainly a spiritual vibe.
Yeah, I knew you was gonna say that.
Yeah, because once again, my Hope River experience, aka my growing up experience, had a very significant spiritual aspect of it, from my mother being a devout Christian, and we have to go Sunday school and Bible study and youth fellowship and this and that. Like, when I talk about almost 7 days a week, some reason my mother would have found for send me to church to when it possible.
That's how we all grew up.
You know what I mean?
We all grew up like that.
And then like I say, what I take away from all of that, separating the religious part of it, is the spiritual part, which is there are certain lessons that are universal regardless, so like I say, even the concept of giving, and giving in the true way of giving, where it is a sacrifice. You don't just give when what left, because you have some people who then we give a thing
once it
them fill them plate full up and them belly full left. And them say whatever. But me I talk about the kind of giving where you have one dumpling in your plate
and you bust it
and you chop it and make a bridge. You know what I mean? So them kind of giving it. So once again, I learned a lot of those principles while going to Sunday school and them kind of things. So definitely the album also has that kind of texture to it.
Well, let's go to another track. And I think that the track that I want to go into kind of speaks of this as well, is My Song.
My Song is pretty much about my relationship with music. And that started from as early as I can remember, 3.5 years old or whatever it was, trying to learn everything I can about music, and even recognizing at a point say music counting of fours, and then after that try to put my own little words together and thing. But what My Song represents to me is so many times I could have just escaped whatever my reality was in that moment with a particular song. And there, over the years, my song was different songs at certain, different time. So it really represents just that relationship that I've had, with music, where you can just totally immerse yourself in a particular song and just escape. So My Song.
I could drop My Song right now.
I broke out with say.
So we just played My Song, and My Song, you talk about your music development over the years from when you was younger and everything. My Song is displaying music.
Yeah.
You got car change.
You know what I mean?
You got car change.
Yeah, man.
No, you didn't just go one chord change. You went 2 chord change.
Yeah, it was so nice. You did it twice.
You did a Mariah Whitney on them style, like lift and build and epicness, and it's like you saw this for the stadiums.
Yeah. Well, so once again, My Song, as I explained the background of it, but really, everybody when them listening to them, well, for me, because I can't talk to everybody, when me I listen My Song, as in whatever song it is at the time, I want to listen on the loudest system in the biggest possible platform. And so once again, a stadium, like, when you have your song, boy, you just imagine all the whole stadium and sing it, them kind of vibe there. So indeed, that sort of broadness in the mix is something that we deliberately went for, and not just the mix, but also in the composition of it, and how the vocals structured and thing. Big up Chevon, who pretty much worked on the entire album in terms of the vocal direction, and helping me also bridge this sort of transition between DJing all my life and now trying to do more singing and sustaining the notes and things like that is a different skill set, and challenging yourself to develop towards that. So good vibes. I'm glad you recognize that, to say the thing.
Different things.
Different, yeah.
what I've noticed in my trips in Jamaica of recent times is that there seems to be a growth in using people for their specialist skills right now in the music industry. So if there's a writer, people are getting writers in with artists.
Yep.
If you're an engineer, now we're just using you to engineer. We're now make it build no more rhythm.
Yeah.
Like boom are the man for mix. We're going to boom for the mix.
Thank you.
You understand what I'm saying? It's like every man is holding their own little quarters and their own little department.
Yeah, but guess what? Which is very important in terms of the development of the music, one, and the true structure of industry. So it's not, no matter try to be head cook and buckle washer, you really play your part and develop, your particular skill sets to mastery levels. Rather than jack of all trades kind of thing. If a man a mix 100 songs a week, chances are I'm gonna get better at mixing songs.
True that.
You know what I mean? Versus if you mix few tune, but build couple rhythm and do this and that. So I think it is a great development for the industry, and we really just very positive about the direction of the music and the good things. Too many times we lament about what's not going right for the business, but this is one of the things that we can celebrate.
Who are the kind of producers that you've linked up with for this album?
So for this album, by order of appearance, there is Dizzle and Troy Baker, which is Diz Troy. Them produce Energy River. Diamond Studios, which is my own label, working in conjunction with several folks. So like on Banks of the Hope, I'm co-producing on that with Dale. Then we saw that So Blessed is a Diamond Studios project produced by myself. Also, So Blessed is the first rhythm track I ever played anything in.
Oh,
so actually, so the drums, I actually played the drums on there, not the live drum. Live drums were added by Hector Lewis.
Mind we test out your skills in it. But,
man. What you mean?
Well,
so
we'll just pull this out.
Man. So me have which one of the controller they have? Me have
we'll give you one of these for go and beat. And see where you really are going and machine.
And see them, and then so I call it. So we talk about the producer. So on So Blessed, me produce that and my bridging Flubs also, help with the production and that. Then my song come next? No. Mama Prayed, Diamond Studios, again myself, but the rhythm track was given to me by, or provided I should say, by Upsetter Records, who also produce Winning.
Okay.
And then my song is produced by Daseka, and then Winning come after that, and then They Will Rob You, produced by Dizzle and Troy, and then you have, what else come after that now? Journey, produced by myself and Riff Raff. And then you have, after that you have Change, which is produced by myself and Dale and Troy again. And then you have, which other song now? Grateful, produced by Flubs Jones and myself. Then you have, Legacy, produced by Diz Troy. New Day, produced by Silly Walks.
I respect the way you're doing this.
Silly Walks, New Day, and All Aboard, produced by myself and Riff Raff. Yeah, there we go. So that's everybody.
So we're talking about everybody playing their position in dancehall and doing what they're good to do. I've got to congratulate you and also big up the selectors in Kingston that help push Winning to that place, because it's not very often do you hear reggae, a song of that sound getting played in Uptown Mondays, Hot Mondays, Bossy Tuesdays, Ready Wednesdays. It's hard for that sound.
Absolutely. So salute to the selectors who, like I say, engineered the breaking of that song, and then of course respect to everybody who play it any at all. But interestingly, the day when we mixed the song, I was at Big Yard when we did that mix, and there was, I'm not going to call the Bridging name, but somebody who supposed to be one of the man there off the streets, so he was in the studio sitting by one of the stool them to the back, so the song I play, and me excited about the tune. I mean, like in the intro, I said it looked like we score a half-side goal Panawana, because I just felt like the song was going to be big based on I love music and I love this song, not just because me I do it, but I really, so I feel like this is certainly a song that, could go some distance. So I'm there, the mix just done and me I will a vibe. I say, why you say, my brother? Why you say, ready for the road? And I say, tune bad still, but this can't play in a dance. That the man say no. Me never will against him or nothing, but me just know say, All right, well, that you say, but me definitely see this song can play anywhere, you know what I mean? That's the other thing. But that being said, we still have to salute the selector them who did have to carry out the mission same way and thing, you know. And we have to wonder if him see to play that.
Have you seen him playing it?
No. Him not play music, man. He's just one of them man they were, you know, like we said, the man them who so-called, you know, dip on the ground and have the streets. So me going to Bossy Tuesday one day and one night and you know, boom boom I play and thing. And this was when the tune ripe now, you know. I don't remember if it's boom boom played the night or what, but it's when the tune draw and every light I go and turn on. I send one of my brethren go call him. I say, see him, they call him. And they reach.
I know him talking.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so
you know who you are.
Yeah. So me did a reason with him, like, what go on, man, wait. So I go and stop, look a bit, and say, you know, say, he never remember a thing about it.
He never remember?
Oh, no, well, I maybe, what I call it, maybe conveniently so. You know, but yeah, so, why I say no? So me I say, also, but that whole vibe wasn't about gloating, yo, you see, no. Yeah. For me, what that represented is a lesson, not just
for
to him
to learn.
Just for understand, say, don't try put no limitation upon the music, because don't get me wrong, people like him have a very significant role for play also in how the thing get done, and so as in that capacity, don't stop the song before it get a chance, because you know what I mean. So I would imagine that, you know, hopefully we are all better for that experience. Where a man like that who, as me say, have them hands on the street and a temperature and the road for understand. So when them in a studio and them hear a song, not because it sound different from what's happening, mean it can find a space.
Well, you and Dre, I think, broke that mold with We Pray, Dre Island, and Popcorn and Winning. It's those two records that you always hear, the little breakdown part in our dance, you build it back again. I congratulate you on that.
Yeah,
so let's drop that right now.
About now. Winning. Right now.
I broke out.
So we just
with
played 2 in a row from the album Hope River. We just played Winning, and we've just played Banks of the Hope as well.
Yeah.
And Banks of the Hope as well, like, from you've dropped that, my barber was trimming my ear, and he was like, big up Kirky.
Yeah.
He said, Shani, yeah, that new song there. I thought he was chatting about changes.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna tell no lie.
Yeah.
I played changes on the radio that Thursday, and you messaged me same time as like, Shadi, what about Banks of the Hope? And I played it as a last song. I ain't gonna tell no lie. Banks of the Hope, oh my days. Like, everybody's chatting about this song. Why do you think it's connected with everybody in such a way?
Because, you know, right throughout this album, one of the things that I get from it is the sincerity of it. And then a song like Banks of the Hope is celebrating the journey in a different kind of way. So we hear songs talking about Lord made of a beard with carbolic soap. No, it never break a spirit growing up broke. Roll out smelling like carbolic soap. So in other words, you're saying rolling out smelling like what? Which cologne them I talk about these days? Creed or whatever. So instead of saying, you know, yo, carbolic soap, we think and we
Can I tell you something?
You know
what's
what I mean?
odd about that? Yeah, I never grew up a privileged life in England, but we never have to bathe in a carbolic soap.
Seen?
There was carbolic soap in my mum's in the bathroom. We're bathing. I can smell it right now. Carbolic soap. I can smell it right now. This minute. So we grew that life as well.
I try to tell you. So I think the album is that song. It celebrates also the journey of somebody who. You know, just take them time, you know, it's a miracle for make a thing shot and end up a gun coat. And making a thing shot is certainly a different reality for different people. Seeing, making a thing shot might just mean being able to pay your bills a month time and the police now all and dry you. The meaning in that line for me, when them say, of course, when for make a thing shot mean, you don't know a thing I go on for you. For make a thing shot and end up a gun coat means you did it in a way that, you know, kind of escape the negative parts of you know what success can be about, or you know how success can be attained, you know. And so it is celebrating making a thing shot in your own whatever your reality is. So I say making a thing shot for some people means that I have a job and September come and I can send my penny them go back to school. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So I think is the realness of the song resonate with people. And then also I think that I've consciously tried to do with this album and in moving forward is to slow down the delivery in a way that people can appreciate what is being said. So you have people who love and listen music like, yo, yeah, the man just say a while ago and we rewind or whatever. But for the casual listener, I want it to be that once the lyrics is said, it can land on them and them can hear it right away and appreciate what is going on. And then from the first line, we put your first and second and third, watch your blessings come forth. Blessings come forth.
Very easy to understand.
Yo, it is a miracle to make your thing shut and not end up a gun court right away.
So easy to understand, but you've done it in a way that's very slick still.
Yeah.
Very slick still. So we're going to play one more track from the album, and we're going to play Journey. Now, I actually haven't heard this track as yet. So this is going to be the first time. And it features
Wayne Marshall. Yeah, man.
Now, this is like, when I heard you say the word spirituality, I think of Wayne Marshall. When I hear you mention that, I even think of Foota Hype. Yeah. There's a lot of us that have grown up in the church that know that we have faith, know that we respect God and love God, but religion is not really our thing because we've seen the separation that religion has kind of done to the world.
Well, here's the thing with me and religion now. Like I said, being born in Jamaica, with the heritage of being a colony and Christianity being pretty much the staple, and of course, Rastafari as well. You find say, all right, fine. So we grew up in a Sunday school and with Christianity as the platform, different versions of it. But what if me born in China? Or some other place where is some other thing, what I mean? And I'm saying, but it cannot be that geography should dictate my spirituality. And so I embrace spirituality outside of the construct of a particular religion, because so much of it is about circumstances.
I get that.
Where
it's
you're
like
born.
an accent, I suppose, isn't it? You got an accent because of where you come from, but you are still a person of the world.
A human being. Thank you, my brethren. So that's what. So we still, like I spoke about Energy River, give thanks to the energy giver without ascribing a particular name, but whatever that. Wherever you think you get your life from, whatever name you call it, that may I talk about. You know what I mean? So, in my view, it's a very inclusive way of looking at it, and it's very respectful. I respect your beliefs. I mean, this is not me saying, oh, so tell me something now. Oh, you say you're a Christian. No. I'm celebrating all of that. I'm saying to you, I just feel like I want a more. I prefer to do it this way. This is how I.
You know what? I remember when the Nation of Islam became kind of very prominent in like the early mid-90s, around that kind of time. And I knew that it was something that I couldn't follow because it's the strictness of the religion and everything. But there was so much that there was offering in the way of thinking to black men as well. That I was like, something. I could take from that. Yeah. I could take from liquor this. I could take from liquor that, and I can create my own religion as such.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is my spirituality as such.
But once again, as we talked about earlier, a lot of it, what I celebrate about religion, in terms of trying to appreciate the good about things, is the fact that the teachings are universal. So the principles then, do unto others as you have them do unto you. If people should live by that principle, we'll have a much different experience in the world. So whether or not you're religious, that principle, which is, I guess, rooted in that religious structure, is still very much a universal notion. You know what I mean? So I appreciate those things about religion. Like you say, borrowing things. Hey, boy, me like this. Very much.
And the reason why I said all this is because Wayne Marshall is going on his own journey.
Yeah, man.
No pun intended for the track, but he's definitely.
Well, I wonder if you ever gonna start write song with me. Hold them, Shani.
But he's going on his own journey. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And in terms of journey, again, Wayne Marshall is significant to my journey because the first time I heard my voice on the radio on a song, it was Wayne Marshall in the studio with War 21 telling the DJ, yo, make sure you play the Assassin Pan Rhythm, which was a song produced by Baby G at the time. So there is only one time for a first. And so Wayne Marshall is forever a part of my story because of that. And so to have him on this album, once again, means more than just having a feature upon an album.
Let's press play.
Yep.
I broke out, we say.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Wow. Now, I was just saying to you, this is what you put the video up for the other day.
Yeah.
When
So
you was trying to hit that note.
yeah, so interestingly enough, what we did with this album, like, you know, there are moments in it where, you know, when we actually capture the parts of the process and sharing that with the people too, you know, and people seem to be really enjoying that, you know, getting not even behind the scenes, more like within the scenes. And so yeah, that note there, Bridging, as I tell you, remember I said, you know, me a DJ. So when you ask me now for nail some of them notes, no man, trust me. So I'm go for it. Cause that wasn't the when them hit play upon the thing, that wasn't the note me did that originally go find out. Me did that go pretty much just do the same thing in at the beginning. But me I said, no sir. Then me can really come around and say the tune now, and I go sing back the same pre-chorus and just deliver the same note. Me say, no man, I have to go for something different. You know what I mean? Like when you listen to Stevie Wonder is one of my favorite artists and something. Any singer,
run,
you know what I mean?
A different
There's
slurp,
a little different slurp, you know what I
slur.
mean? Like, oh God, man, I couldn't let down with anyone that them. So me say, me I go for something, you know, and Bridget, me just, the next thing will happen to me sometime is I can hear a note, but me have to just know, say,
That's
a
not
silly and them business
Okay.
that. But brother, me hear the note in my Evans, you know. And I say, yo, man, I go feet. Yeah, hear me. I got no regrets. When my brethren hear the note on, and the man stop the whole thing and ball. Yeah, man, my flubs. Yeah, so yeah, you know what I mean? It's just fun. So
Nah,
yeah, this true.
I was discussing that video with somebody.
Yeah.
Don't let me down now. You have to talk the truth. Now, I've done sessions in Jamaica, and from them line up the session and find the key of the rhythm, and the first plugin to go in there is autotune.
I
said,
stop
Sasco, don't use it. I said, Sasco, don't. Because remember we did the session with Chase and Status, and I said, there was no auto-tune on that session. There was no auto-tune on that session.
All right, so here's the thing now, in terms of, you know, personal development and thing, autotune is a plugin that better for people use, and me choosing to not use autotune is no indictment on anybody who
I think
who
if
choose
you
to.
use it artistically,
Seeing.
I ain't got a problem with that.
I don't have any problem with anybody who want to use autotune all day long. You know, do what you need for do. But for me, you know, being a student of the music and wanting to challenge myself and maximize my potential, I know that going through the rigors of trying to get it right with me doing it right is better for me and better for the music that I'm trying to do and represent. So on stage, for example, when we can walk with it, we can deliver and you know, and have the song sound as all the people expect to experience it.
There's so much discussion about people chatting about artists can't perform their songs on stage. They're not training. They're not fit enough. This that. I think the biggest problem is the way that we're recording songs right now in dancehall is too much tracks of everything and this, the other, and then when you go on stage, you
one track,
man. Yeah. Give Sasco a rhythm, he might go DJ for you, just like Buju and any other classic artists them.
But the thing is, so thankfully I grew up, first of all, thankfully I fell in love with the music at a time when that was the way, and I also thankfully that I fell in love with that aspect of it as well, which is the true human element, and you know, appreciating that this is something that's supposed to be a skill set that certain people possess. That, in other words, some people record these days is like anybody could do it.
Of course.
And you know, I love and respect and have too much reverence for the music to not appreciate the skill set itself, and that means having somebody like Siobhan, when I record certain song, I make sure I say Siobhan did it because him can then at the control and say, hey DJ, that flat.
Right.
Or, you know what I mean? So a song like Journey, as much as it's a dancehall delivery, I'm still throwing a nice like a bridge in there. And then my bridge in Flubs, who ball forward, is a musician. Okay. So so when him hear the note, him just know, say, Lord, man, you're gone with it. You know what I mean?
always believe this. When I look on the classic, look around in my studio, there's albums in my studio. When you look on the classic albums, you've seen written by, vocals done by, bass by, guitar by, engineered by, and composed by, and like everybody was a master in their own right. So when all that mastery comes together, you get a classic.
Thank you.
Right now we're doing is hits. We're now make classics.
Right now. So with this album, as I said, our approach, the production of it is indeed, I want musicians around the board. I want musicians in terms of, a part of the session, so a man can say, yo, that flat or that sharp, or try this melody, or let's go back to the one, right? It's just more, you know what I mean?
Having your own studio allows you to do that.
Well, no, you can't do that in any studio. It's just that having your own studio just is more, convenient, and you get to set your own time, and you just record all day. And sometimes a studio session, like I said, is just for chat some garbage and laugh, and just all a vibe, yeah.
So we just played My Journey. I just do want to talk about that because the journey is a journey that, when I think about the person that I first saw you on stage with, when we were just talking off camera up at Clinkling over Cutburn Pen, was Bounty Killer. Like, Bounty must be proud of you guys.
Well, let me tell you. So my early years in music, or early days rather, included Bounty Killer, Spragga, Benz, Buju Banton. Buju actually produced and put out my first vinyl. So John was the first producer to put me in a studio to record. But Buju was the first person to release, I met my name on a record. That was Gargamy Music, a song named Revamp, I think, yeah. Seeing, and then Bounty Killer now, being, one of my main influences, during high school and thing. As people who recognize Bounty Killer as always somebody who looking to give a young artist a strength and, whatever. And having Bounty Killer's endorsement meant the world to me, in that time. With Killer say, youth, are you name assassin, man? Yo, youth, me, a tune I do with his true blue, you know what I mean? Yeah, that I talk about. That,
I must have the worst Bounty Killer impersonation guy, because you guys are good.
How you talk about, man? What do you, man? Youth. Yeah, but yeah, and then especially now to be able to still work with the bridging them, and when we see each other, as always love and respect, and going back even to yesterday, sharing the stage with Spragga at Notting Hill Carnival, it means a lot, based on the full story. It really does.
Well, I suppose this is what this album is all about. Hope.
Yeah, man.
It's all about hope.
It's and appreciating the journey.
And it is the dream in its fullness, you know what I'm saying? Never become a nightmare. It's definitely a full-on dream.
It is what you make it, and a lot of this album is really me sharing some of the tools that I use to navigate this life that we all have to navigate. Seeing? And so, gratitude is one of them. For a song like Grateful, which is dedicated to that, but overall the vibe is, just give thanks. So I appreciate our journey. I've got no regrets, like it's on the song Journey. Banks of the hope, we never give up, we never lose hope, you know what I mean? Is that sort of thing, and the most powerful thing for me is that message is already resonating with people, and they are finding that within it. And I check some of my messages, and my people say, yo, John, DJ, you make me feel like for continue, or you make me feel like I want to do this thing I was afraid to do before. When you can do that with music, my brethren, like everything else is brighter, but that's my true fulfillment. That's what I get from it.
So the album drops on Friday.
Well, my brethren, Snow Cone, that's the album release.
The album, big up just Snow Cone.
Some album drop and I get up, Imagine the album drop and broke it out ankle. Can't run.
It's released on Friday, the 31st of August.
Yeah, man.
Where would you like to see the album in 2019, 12 months time from here?
The truth of the matter is, as we did in the creative process itself, we kind of tried divorce the outcomes. We want to be free to just create and not worry about, we need to do this because of the sound in our work right now, and therefore, if you want the album to be commercially viable, then you have to go with that sound because of this or go on. No. We really try disconnect ourselves from all of that. We do the work in the studio. We try make sure we're doing a project that we love, and we're musically, very sound and dotting the I's and crossing the T's, and then let it be. So my wish for this album is that it maximizes its potential, whatever that is.
Agent Sasco,
love and respect, man.
Always a pleasure, my brother.
Yeah, man.
I love the conversations with him. Always a pleasure. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you go and download it. Legally download it.
No!
Buy it. Hope River, the
Yeah,
album.
man.
Go cop that. Blessings every time.
Yeah.